Welcome back to another episode of Crumplebottom University. Last time, we rang in the new year by partying in some hot tubs. It was a lot of fun and a little bit unhygienic. This episode, it's almost Mother's Day, and Cleo and Remington are planning on expanding their family. So, let's go see what our favorite Sims get up to. Welcome back to the Yang house. You might have noticed, but it did get a little bit bigger. But we're going to explore those updates later because Darby has to go off to daycare now. Let's see who's at daycare today. We've got Shirley, her twin brother Gary, Ren, who's on the move, and Cooper, who's all smiles. And of course, we have our fearless leader, Miss Serena. Anyway, I think little Darby has his first crush on Ren. He's too shy to talk to her, so he just kind of lurks around her. But when he finally went and tried to hug her, he was denied. And then he got so nervous that he developed the frequently hiccups trait. The weather was so nice, so Miss Serena decided to move the party outside. They had a blast playing in the fresh air. Shirley even opened a food truck. At the end of the day, Remington picked Darby up from daycare, and Miss Serena was left with a huge mess to clean. Darby didn't want to leave so soon. He was going to miss Ren. Okay, now that Darby's taking a nap, let's take a tour of the house. Just ignore that salad on the floor, but let's check out the newly expanded dining room. The living room also got expanded. And if we go upstairs, there's a brand new baby room. And it's completely empty for now, except for that little piece of tree clipping in. I'll have to take that out. But pretty soon, it's going to be full of baby stuff. And while we're in tour mode, I wanted to show the playroom. I don't think I've ever actually shown it, except I did kind of show it during Hanukkah when Dr. Snyder was beating up that zebra, who I later learned was named Warner. I wonder if he ever pressed charges. And in the backyard, I added some shrubbery and just some more stuff to give it some life. I hope you guys like it. I spent all of their money and they are brandy broke right now. Anyway, it's time for dinner and Remington was making some moussaka. Might be a good name for their future child. Don't worry, I'm just kidding. Cleo came back from working in the hospital and she was in a daze. She was overworked and burnt out. She just walked right by Remington and grabbed her food. This was supposed to be like their romantic dinner before they try for baby. Well, despite Cleo's weird mood, they still went ahead and tried for baby, and I hope they were successful. The next morning, little Darby woke up kind of earlier than the adults, so he entertained himself by playing at his pretend kitchen. So cute. Then Cleo tried to get him ready for the day. He would not take off that hat. Cleo had the day off, so she was going to take him next door to Ashwin's house for a little play date with his daughter Tosha. Then they were going to celebrate Remington's birthday. Cleo and Darby were off to their playdate. Cleo was still feeling a little bit off. Maybe she's having like a midlife crisis or something. Darby and Tosha started playing together and they were having a blast. They were already good friends from playing together at daycare, and it's really convenient that they're neighbors. Of course, Tosha's mom, Olive, watched vigilantly as they played. I can't blame her for taking a nap, though. She did just have twins, and the new babies, Ziggy and Sunny, were sleeping right next door in their room. And while the kids were playing upstairs, Ashwin and Cleo caught up in the living room. Ashwin just came in from swimming, I hope, and Cleo was venting to Ashwin about her midlife crisis. Ashwin tried to make Cleo feel better by reminding her just about how cool she was in college. If you remember, Ashwin always had the biggest crush on Cleo, and it was never reciprocated. But now, Cleo was just happy to have someone to listen to her. Oh dear, is this a dream sequence? What's happening? Oh no, guys, please stop it. Please, oh no, oh dear, oh, come on, no, don't do that. Well, Cleo just cheated on her husband Remington on his birthday. This might be the biggest mistake Cleo's ever made in her life, and she just had to get out of there as soon as possible. If Remington ever found out about this, he would divorce her right away. And if Olive ever found out, she'd use her alien powers to zap her into vapor. Oh no, I hope Ashwin doesn't think they're in love now. Cleo immediately took a shower, and while she was scrubbing away her shame, she had a little thought. What if she was pregnant and this was all due to pregnancy hormones? So she took a pregnancy test, and it was positive. Oh, and look who just came home from work. It's her loving and faithful husband, Remington. He'll be so happy to hear the news. The news of the pregnancy, not of Cleo cheating and being a two-timer. Oh, and Cleo also had to present him with his birthday present. I wonder what she got him. Hopefully it's a time machine. Just kidding, she got him this foosball table. It's something he's always wanted. Anyway, let's head over to Remington's birthday party. Just like last year, Remington was having a big beach bash. Cleo even got him a keg so he could relive his frat days. Cleo just had to get through tonight without spilling the beans. And that would be a lot easier if Olive and Ashwin weren't at the party. Oh my god, Ashwin looks so happy. And if Zara knew about this, she would judge Cleo so hard. Cleo was just trying to do her best and ignore Ashwin, and try to forget the fact that he was a weirdly good kisser. Look, Cleo loved her husband, and you know what? She's a good person. Anyway, it's time to set off this confetti cannon next to this sleeping woman. After all the excitement, Cleo snuck away into the lifeguard quarters and took a nap. She was feeling really tired. But Remington didn't mind her sneaking away. He was having a blast. When they got home, Cleo tucked into bed. She knew she had to talk to Ashwin and just let him know that she could never kiss him again and cross that line. Oh my god. Remington decided to play one quick game of foosball before bed, but it turned out he was up all night foosing. He could not stop. Cleo was working at the hospital today. She had to perform 3 surgeries to get a promotion. The surgeries don't necessarily need to be successful, but I don't want to risk her getting sued again. Look at him, he's running to a law firm right now. So today she's determined to focus and not let her messy personal life get in the way of her job. Also, let's pretend this is decaf coffee. I forgot she was pregnant. I mean, not that it even matters. She had crazy morning sickness. But let's get to work. It was a busy day at the hospital. Dr. Snyder was wearing a disguise when he entered for some reason. Maybe he's hiding from Warner? Now, Cleo could just perform a random surgery on this woman, but I want the opportunities to come naturally. I mean, mostly naturally. I'm having her only tend to adults right now because I don't think kids can get surgery, so sorry to you sick children. Cleo took a break and rocked in the rocking chair because it's not like any of the kids were feeling good enough to— I'm sorry, no, this is too far. Anyway, she finally had a patient that required surgery to get better. She was feeling confident that this would be a successful treatment. And it was. Now she only needed 2 more surgeries before she got a promotion. She grabbed some food before clocking out. And at the end of the day, Cleo is 1/3 of the way to her next promotion to a level 8 doctor. Back home, Remington had something special planned for Darby. It was going to be Darby's last few days as an only child, and to celebrate, he wanted to take Darby camping. And by camping, I just mean in the backyard, but still, it's a rite of passage. Meanwhile, Cleo called Ashwin to meet so they could talk. She told him that she values his friendship, but they couldn't cross that line again. Before they said goodbye, they had one last kiss. Ashwin seems okay with this. You know, I think he got his lifetime aspiration fulfilled of kissing Cleo, so now he's just always going to be happy. You know who else is happy? Me. Because that was stressful, dealing with Cleo's trifling ass. So I'm just glad this whole thing is over. Today is the day of Cleo's baby shower, and the backyard is beautifully decorated for the occasion. Remington started his morning with some relaxing yoga on the beach. Meanwhile, Cleo prepped the food and got everything perfect. Something about that chocolate fountain was making her queasy though. Anyway, let's get this party started. Cleo and Remington greeted their guests with big smiles. Everyone was so excited for Darby to have a little brother or a little sister. Darby, Cooper, and Ren all drew pictures to decorate the baby's nursery. Then Cleo and Remington guessed the gender of their baby. Cleo was convinced it was going to be a boy, but Remington was absolutely sure it was a girl. Then out of nowhere, Tinsel started to go into labor. Could you imagine? So rude. Cleo politely asked her to leave, because this is Cleo's moment, and she wasn't about to share the spotlight with Tinsel. I don't even think Tinsel was invited. Anyway, after Tinsel left, the party continued. And the whole time, Ashwin kind of stood in the corner, looking totally normal, and not like he was harboring a secret. Oh, and Tinsel did end up giving birth to a little baby girl named Cole Letourneau. Congrats, I guess? Then the party took a turn when Remington challenged his father-in-law to an intense foosball match. Cleo felt extra guilty when Olive gave her a really sweet, heartfelt gift. The party ended and Zara and Blair stayed behind to help clean up. And look at the new baby's room. It is now fully decorated. I went for an orange theme here. I don't know. Cleo and Remington hung up the pictures that the kids drew at the baby shower. I think this one picture is of Ren and Darby and Cooper. It's so cute. After cleaning up, Zara and Blair offered to babysit Darby so Cleo and Remington could enjoy some alone time before she gave birth. That's so sweet of them. Remington suggested they head down to Pastafina, a local spot that's super romantic. It's actually where the two of them had their engagement party. I mean, then Ashwin purchased the restaurant, and then he married Olive at it. Wow, this place has so much lore. But it's gonna be a stress-free night for the two of them. Remington and Cleo got the most romantic table on the lot. Then they ordered the most expensive meals. But don't worry, it's night on the town night, so everything is on the house. And guess who else was reconnecting with his wife? It's Dr. Snyder. Oh, I bet he'll be so happy to see us. Remington and Cleo closed out the evening by hanging out next to the fire. And then they got the comfortably compatible sentiment. Ah, true love. They had a great night together, despite Remington getting food poisoning. And tomorrow's Mother's Day, and possibly even the day that Cleo would give birth. Darby started the day out with some dancing. Maybe one day he'll be as good as his mom. Remington had to head off to work, so Cleo made breakfast for her and Darby. Then it was time to go to the spa with her mom. She was treating her mom to the full spa package to celebrate Mother's Day. While Cleo was enjoying her relaxing rub-down, her mom was sweating it up in a yoga class. Then Cleo pampered herself with a face mask and a pedicure, while her mom enjoyed a manicure. Cleo was just so happy to relax after a long week of cheating on her husband and getting pregnant. But all of that relaxing came to a crashing halt because Cleo is going into labor. Suck on that, tinsel. Cleo rushed over to the hospital. She didn't even have time to change out of her towel. Luckily, Cleo found some clothes and was able to check in at the front desk. This receptionist was taking forever, though. Finally, Cleo got into the surgery room, and she had a totally normal birthing experience. Please welcome to the universe, Dylan Summer Yang. Her first name, Dylan, is actually after Cleo's baby on The Sims 1. Alright guys, as fun as it's been popping out babies every 5 episodes, I think I am going to do a time jump and just fast forward to whenever all the babies are grown into kids, and then we can get into some fun stuff because I'm getting kind of bored of all the babies, to be honest. So I guess this is the end of Crumplebottom University and the start of the next generation.